Hey Google, turn on the studio. Hey everybody, what's going on? I'm Frozen with Outdoor Adventures, and thanks so much for joining me today. So, I'll be honest, I feel a little bit under the weather today, but we're gonna answer a subscriber question, actually a couple of them. A lot of people have asked, where did I get this little closet thing behind me, and how do I organize my gear for my trips so I can just kind of get stuff and get out on the trail. Now this is a process that I kind of developed over the past several years now, right? I started with a clear plastic tote. I think it was like 50 gallons or something. Threw everything in there after a trip and got it back out before the trip. And it's evolved into this, this closet organization system, which is working really well for me without me having to really spend money on building, a walk-in closet down here. I'm just in my basement. There's not a lot of room down here. It's just enough for me to feel comfortable and I can have my own little space. I originally got this little closet thing from Walmart. I think it was like $100. Now I just checked their website and they don't have this specific one anymore, but I did find it on Amazon. So I will link some things that I talk about in this video down below. Most of them are going to be like Amazon affiliate links, which means if you end up buying it through the link, it's still the same price to you, but I get a little bit of a kickback. Use it, don't use it, really don't care. It does help the channel and I do put the money back into for hiking. So this one on Amazon is like $130 now, due to inflation, I'm assuming, but it's pretty good. Now, before, when I got this kit, there was a cubby system down here made of this like cloth material that ended up breaking, and I've kind of upgraded that specific area on the left side with some bins over here. These bins are from the Container Store, and I'll link all these websites again down below. So if you want to do something like this, you can. But anyway, I thought we could just, take a look at each shelf, go from like bottom, down, left, and right, and just kind of go over a couple things. So if you get any ideas, go ahead, steal them. I think that's a big compliment to me. Starting right at the top here, I got a couple food scales. I use Ozeri and an Accurate scale. The Accurate's definitely a little bit more accurate than the Ozeri, but the Ozeri is easier to see on a video because of the light up display. And then also up here, I have several Nikwax cleaning products. I pretty much only can recommend the downwash. Haven't really had any luck with the other ones. Nikwax did send me a lot of these products. I didn't purchase them. I continue to purchase the downwash because that's really all I use from them. I also have permethrin. Now, what I do is I buy in bulk. Now, I know you can go up and get Sawyer branded permethrin, but this is Martin's permethrin, and it comes in 15-ounce like containers. And there's lots of fuzz and stuff over the years because I've just had it for so long. I have literally 5 ounces left. Now, 1 ounce will fill up an entire spray bottle. This is dedicated to permethrin right here. And this is a 26 fluid ounce spray bottle that I got up at Advanced Auto Parts for window cleaner. So I pretty much use one of these every year. So 1 ounce per year, you're looking at, well, 15 years of using this stuff. It's a pretty good deal compared to buying the Sawyer specific permethrin bottles. Now the only downside about this is that this one does smell until you wash it. The Sawyer has another chemical in there, it kind of destroys that odor, but I'm okay. I'm gonna end up smelling like hiker trash on the first day anyway, so I really don't care. Moving on down to the next shelf. This is where I keep all my fuel bottles, my stoves, and my cook kits. I also keep my coffee here, and the reason I keep my coffee next to my stove because one time I went on a backpacking trip, 4-day backpacking trip, Laurel Highlands, and I forgot coffee. You might remember that episode with my my now wife and miles to go, and it was absolutely terrible. So now when I grab a stove, I just automatically grab some coffee, so I'm not forgetting it. That is my workflow. And that has been working excellent. I got my old MSR Whisper Light down here and 2 different size fuel bottles for that. I use that in deep winter camping. And then I got 2 Tokes, different models, titanium pots. I also keep my spoons, my polished bowl and my regular bowl, spoons right next to my cook kit so I don't forget those as well, along with my BRS stove and an Esbit stove that I use now for day hikes because I don't like the tablets, these little guys. These little Esbit cubes, they smell like fish. not a good idea to bring on a backpacking trip in my opinion, but they work great for day hikes, and I already have them. All right, coming on down underneath this to the container area. Now this is a great little piece right here, and I'll link the one that I got specifically. I took 2 bins, they're exactly the same, and I just took the top off of one and kept stacking them up. They're on wheels, you can like move this around, but I used the top of this thing for my electronics charging station. And I got like different micro USBs, USB-A's, USB-C's, and a big power brick from Anker that kind of charge all my camera batteries, headlamps, and any doodads that need charge before a trip or after a trip. I also keep my wallet right here just for easy access, and an extra safety pin because I would lose them in the containers. Moving down to the first container, I have a lot of my essential electronics. So I have one of my lenses for my ZV-E10, which I'm filming on now. Also have some ND filters and, you know, kind of whatnots, the cleaning cloths, etc., etc. Moving down, this is kind of like my junk drawer. So I have my like toothbrush kit. I have you know, some extra toothpaste, massage ball, ditty bag. I have some ground sheets made out of polycro. I have my spreader bars for my hammocks, which are on the other side, which I'll talk about in a second, and some extra blue. It's not Zing-It, I forget specifically what it is, but it's reflective, and I use that whenever I bring my hammock tarp out. I also have some different hammock suspensions in here, lock laces, and a plethora of extra nylon flume bags, which I use as pack liners for my packs. Below that, I have all my random camera gear. Now, most of this stuff, I just can't bring myself to throw it out. I'll probably never use it, but I know as soon as I throw it out, I'll need it. Like this one attaches to a kayak, and then I put my camera right on top. I can bend this, move this around, and I've used this on several kayak trips with my buddy Rick and Todd and Jeremy, which, guys, we need to do that again. Those are so much fun. I haven't seen you guys in a while. I also have a Wii light. This is used outdoors. You can change the color of this. In the mornings I use this so my camera can actually see me. And then just some tripods and a whole bunch of other camera gear, some selfie stick lubricant, which is machine oil, and that works out really well. I also have a baggie of silica desiccant. And if you don't know about this, you'll usually find these in your like electronics boxes. Now this isn't rat poisoning, but it's a little baggie that sucks up moisture, and I put this in my electronics bag so the batteries and other electronics can't get corroded, and it's been working for me for years. Moving on down, this is my headlamp drawer, and I have a lot of headlamps in here, just trial and error over the years, and I just keep coming back to this one, the Nightcore NU25. It was the best model headlamp that I've ever had so far. Now, there's an upgraded model here, which we already took a look at. I put a new headband on it. But, man, they missed the ball here. I'm not a big fan of that new one. It may not even come out on a trip with me. We'll have to see. I also have my headphones in here. Moving down, I have my toiletries, foot balm, some extra pills, lighters, and some wet wipes, extra toothpaste, some fire starter, and some hand sanitizer. I like to keep these little Purell bottles because what I've actually switched to, since I use a bidet, and you know, bidets or fecal matter could transfer some really bad bacteria that isn't, or viruses I should say, that isn't killed by hand sanitizer. I keep these and put camp suds in it, which is a soap, a disinfecting soap. So that's been working out really well too. Moving on down, this is my start of my water kit. And I have some extra things that I probably will never use, like this scent killer stuff. I have some bug spray, some DEET, and this is the camp suds back here. But I have 3 Sawyer filters. 2 of them are new. I used to chuck these, throw these out every year, and one of my subscribers say, you know, instead of doing that, you could just soak them in vinegar and descale the filter, kind of like you do your Keurig. So I was like, well, I'm going to try that. And sure enough, 15 minutes of descaling, and it's like a brand new filter. So I have 3 filters now, and I'll probably be good for, you know, several years now. It's pretty cool. Down here is just where I keep my water storage vessels. I've got 4 smart water bottles, plus a whole bunch of sports caps. I have some extra polycro, extra, you know, just random stuff in a ever new bag. This one I have extra water carries. and some more Nylaflume pack liners. On the side of that, you can see I have a big can of denatured alcohol for my cat food stove, which I absolutely love, which I keep in my my pot kits. And back there are the snowshoes that I have never been able to use yet. So hopefully one day I'll actually be able to use them. All right, moving on to the center stage here. I keep all the active backpacks that I use throughout the year, something that I can just quickly grab and go. I got the new Light AF Ultra pack, Darwin's pack from Evolve Supply Co., and a couple removable hip belts. I got my fanny pack, and this is the Light AF Curve 35 made of DCF. This is what I finished the AT with in 2019. Can't bring myself to take it down. It just has sentimental value at this point. But I do use it from time to time on longer trips whenever I don't want to have a smaller pack. Speaking of smaller packs, this is my favorite pack made of Robic nylon, I believe. It's my Light AF multi-day pack, and literally not DCF. It's cheap. I absolutely love this pack in the summer and on day hikes. I also have my Arc Haul. I started the AT with this when it was colder, just for the extra storage capacity. It's like 60 liters or 55 liters from Z-Packs. And my wife has her Arc Scout, which is the kids model of this. Now, we don't go on a lot of backpacking trips together due to the baby. We're hoping to change that in the future. That would be great because she's like my favorite hiking partner. She actually runs circles or hikes circles around me too. Food bag here with my guy line I need for hanging it in the trees. And then on either side, I have my two Light AF tarps. We got the one in white and the one in green. The green one is the production model, and this white one was the prototype that we had tested over multiple trips before it was released to that model. Now, I get this question all the time, guys, and when is Light AF going to make that tarp again? So I can't talk about this that much, and I did tell them that I would keep quiet about it, but here's the deal. They're made out of DCF, right? Dynamic composite fabric, and you have to buy a minimum of like an entire roll. That roll is ridiculously expensive. Think like over the cost of a car, okay? And we started producing, or he started producing that tarp right before COVID, and that was a really scary time because he wasn't sure that it would all sell. Luckily, it did all sell, but you know, it's something to think about. You're putting a lot of money in investment, and you don't know if you're going to get that return. So I totally get it. I do think he's thinking about releasing it again, so make sure you let him know because that tarp is freaking amazing. Seriously. And it's not just because I helped work on it. It's literally awesome. All right, on the bottom, I got my Z-Packs rain kilt, and what you do with this is you actually wrap it around you and do the hula. No, this protects your pants from getting wet, or it's supposed to. I haven't had a lot of good luck with this in the past, but I think that was due to my rain jacket kind of not fitting or wetting out. I also have my winter pack now, which is a full frame Light AF 40 liter, and it has a couple stays in the back to give it some support. Moving on down, I have my Enlightened Equipment Visp. This is my rain jacket of choice, and when I need to go out in the winter and I'm getting freezing rain or it's just really bad conditions, I also have a Patagonia Torrent shell. Behind that, I have my lightweight, what is this? Mountain Hardwear Ghost Whisperer, really light jacket, but I kind of opt for a more comfortable Melanzana microgrid hoodie. And this has been working out better for me. I like the Ghost Whisperer, but that's just more comfortable for the hoodie. My blue shirt that I always wear, Champion Vapor, and then the Patagonia R1 pants and top, which is a great, really warm outfit. I also have my base layers hanging up. Probably looking to change these. These are a pair of Smartwool 250s. Really itchy now after washing them a couple times. I'm looking to switch this up. If you got recommendations, leave them down in the comments. Definitely looking at something comfortable this year. And then behind that, I have something that I bought via Shug's recommendation. Shug Emery. He's like a hammock guy for those that don't know. And shame on you for not knowing about him. But this is a Outdoor Research Cirque pant. It's like a rain-resistant pant. It's like perfect for winter hiking though. For my winter insulation layer, I use a Montbell Alpine Light. I think it's 5 grams of down, which is perfect for me. I'll correct myself if I need be, but it's a really warm jacket, especially when paired with the Torrent shell. And then I have my wife's hiking clothes, which is basically Melanzana, Ghost Whisperer, Helium 2, and a warmer puffy for the winter that I no longer fit into. Up top, got this, so you can see it up close. These are handmade by Between the Blazes. They're a YouTube couple that are now a family, and they hand make these. I thought these were awesome. I sent one of these to my buddy Fresh Ground. He has it in his van, so if you ever have a chance to see that Katahdin sign drilled into his dash, I sent him that. And this is my tramway, little replica of Katahdin. Pretty cool. All right, under that, I have my sleeping pads and sit pads and pillow. I got my Thermarest NeoAir X-Therm for whenever it's really, really cold. I got my insulated Nemo Tensor and the uninsulated Nemo Tensor for mainly 3-season backpacking. This can get me down to about 32, while this one gets to me down to maybe like 15. Anything lower, I use the big guy over here. Pillow, Sea to Summit Aeros Ultralight. Love it. Best pillow I've ever had. Just put your buff over it so you don't have that little fabric on your ear. And then I got two cheapo sit pads, and then a nice one from Thermarest, the Z Seat. This is where I have my shelters. First of all, I got my 6 tent stakes ready to go. And when I want to switch to a tarp, right over here, I have my blue guy line hanging up. Got my Light AF double-ended stuff sack holding my Dream Hammock Darien. That's the monolight one. So light, we're gonna see more of this year, hopefully. Warbonnet Traveler, whenever it's not buggy, I use this guy. Though I've been shying away from this and just using the Dream Hammock, just nicer, I don't know. I like to have the bug net keeping everything in. And then this, my buddy Fresh Ground sent me, this is a Warbonnet Ridge Runner, and that's with poles in there. This is a bridge hammock, and I've only had about one night on this. We're definitely gonna do a trip, probably not this year. We got a lot of trips planned. Not this year, we're gonna take a look at the Plexamid, the new one, which is right here, and I can't wait to do a first looks video on this Plexamid because my yard is just a complete mud pit right now, and the other day I went out to try to film a first look video, and none of the audio was usable, so I ended up getting screwed over on that. But probably gonna get this out on a trip before I take a first look at it. So we'll see. Maybe we'll do both together. These are just like fabric storage bins. And at some point, you know, I might replace them with like a hard storage bin or something. But this is just my daily hiking gear. You got my shorts, got a few pairs of Darn Tough socks, an extra blue shirt, Champion Vapor, my dance pants. These are ballerina pants, and they are the perfect windbreaker. Sleep shirt. I got some extra Superfeet Trailblazers. I found these when I was hiking the AT, and these are absolutely amazing. I have semi-high arches, and these have like a rock plate in it. You can't feel anything when you're wearing these. These are great. And then I got my buff. I think that's about it in there. And then my sleep shorts and a head net. I got this on the AT. I use it for like 3 states. It was great. In fact, I got that for free, again, from Fresh Ground. Thanks, Fresh Ground. Below that, I have another bin, and I got one more under that, which has my wife's gear, so we won't get into all that. But in this one, I have extra insulation. I got several balaclavas, several pairs of gloves, the Nemo X-Therm stuff sack, you know, just anything you'd need. I got down booties to just keep warm. And this is like the under like 25-degree gear. I also have my my orange vest I wear during hunting season, which I should just put this in my car because I always forget to bring this. It's always like somewhere else. And at some point, I'm gonna wish that I had that, but it's there for me. It's right on top, so I kind of hope that I don't forget it. And then again, my wife has a whole bin dedicated to her stuff. Now down here, I have my shoes, and I got Altras in Topo Athletic. These are the TerraVenture 3s. These are looking really, really promising, and I'm so excited to take these out on an actual trip. Altras, man, I'm kind of shying away after being a huge Altra fan for several years now. Their quality's going downhill, and I'm tired of supporting them with their raising prices. shouldn't be paying $160 for a pair of hiking shoes that fall apart at 300 miles and then they don't stand behind their warranty. I'm done, Altra. You lost me as a customer. But again, Terra Venture by Topo Athletics, they're going good. Behind me, there's eventually gonna be a wall. When I renovate this basement after I get back from the PCT, I'm gonna have a little bit more money to play with. Right now, I'm like frugal as heck, trying to get on the PCT, especially with all this inflation. But this wall is gonna move back a little bit, and then I'm gonna build a wall here and do some utility work, and we're gonna adjust some things that you don't care about. But all this stuff is gonna be hung up on the wall. And these are just quilt after quilt after quilt, and it goes all the way down the line, tons and tons of down. And I'm not bragging because I actually want to get rid of this, because some of the 0-degree stuff I don't even need. I don't like going out that cold, and I probably should sell it. But at some point this goes on the wall, get this out of here, and this won't be the entryway into the other side room. Now over here on the other side, this is my table that I use, just a cheap, folding table. Put a little black cloth around it. And down here, if I have time to go on a quick overnighter, if I don't have time to go shopping or resupplying, as I call it, at Walmart, I got some Pop-Tarts, I got some oatmeal, I got some snacks, got potatoes and crackers and just a whole bunch of just food ready to go. I can just grab it, throw it in a food bag, and go. So this has been real helpful. Just, when I don't want to do the shopping, just grab some food and go, especially for day hikes. Well, everybody, that was how I store and organize my gear. So I'm ready to go in a split second if I can get out on a hiking trip. Speaking of which, I will be out tomorrow, pending if this head cold goes away. And then 2 weeks from tomorrow, we'll be out at Oil Creek doing a hike finally, an overnight hike. I cannot wait. It's gonna be awesome. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Maybe you picked up some tips. Let me know your storage and organization tips. What do you do? Do you see anything I can improve? Let me know about it. Thanks for watching.